Hey, what is up, guys? It's Orb here. Last video we shot these things right here. These are solid aluminum cylinders that have been galvanized for machining. As you can see, they've got some machining done to them for that right there. But today, we got 4 different kinds of firearms out here. In our last video, this is a 500 Magnum. I think that was a 5.56 and a 12 gauge slug, and actually that might have been a 12 gauge slug right there. But we really did a number on this thing. Today we're going to be taking 4 different kinds of firearms, including a 50 Beowulf against 4 of these put together. We're going to see what happens to them under a rifle round chambered in a 50 caliber cartridge. Before I get started, a couple things I want to get off my chest. Firstly, I have had just some personal stuff, get out the way. So, I have never had any experience in military training. I don't have any police background. Just a gun enthusiast. Or a gun owner, and would like to have some fun. That's what this channel is primarily about. I'm not hoping to influence anybody. It's just to have some fun with. If you'd like to see more of this kind of content, subscribe. If you're a regularly returning viewer, and if you got any objects, targets, different loads you want to see shot, comment down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Alright, so first up, we're going to be shooting 22 long rifle out of the 22 Savage, chambered in 22 long rifle. Yeah, there's not much else I can say. I think this gun was made for competition shooting and beginner shooting. I just threw on the scope because we're back 50 yards and my eyes aren't very nice, especially with the sun out as bright as it is. So we're going to be shooting this first. Yeah, let's get into it. We got some 62 grain solid lead deal from 22 long rifle. Okay, so it's shooting low and to the left, so I need to adjust right and up, I think. So up and right. Alright, let's see. Awesome. Let's go take a look at that damage. So the majority of my shots were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I had about 9 rounds in there, and I think I sent 4 before I sighted in, and as you can see, it improved drastically. I was shooting further high, a little bit more to the right where I was aiming, so I'm gonna call that a success. Next up, we're gonna try and hit one of these. I'm gonna try and hit both of these, and then we're gonna take 2 or 3 shots at this to see what it does to solid aluminum. Alright, so we saw what happened to our steel target with a 22 long rifle. Just made little chicks everywhere. We got sighted in now, so we're gonna take a crack at the smaller flipper targets, and then we'll go ahead and put 2 or 3 rounds into our cylinders, see what it does to them. So we're loaded up with 10 rounds. Let's go ahead and see what this does. Flippers first. I'm going to aim for the left one. Stabilize myself on this table. Okay, so it's going a little left, so I need to adjust right more. Right, so I decided that we're gonna actually skip out on the flippers because it's just shooting to the left. We're gonna try and hit with our last 3 rounds those cylinders and see what they do to them. Really hoping I hit them. I really am. Let's see what this does. All right. From what I could see, we knocked over 3 of them. Oh no, we knocked over 2 of them. That last one hit the side and bounced off. Let's go see what it did, shall we? All right, so the first couple of shots we took from that second round of 22 weren't doing anything with the left one. I was aiming almost dead center to it, and it would shoot high. I'm gonna zoom out right quick. Bam, perfect. So I was aiming dead center, but it was shooting way up here, so I just deviated. I went over here and it shot high. You can see where the other 2 were. As you can see from our results right here, we hit this one, but it just barely nicked it and it knocked the paint off. And then you can see with these 2, they were almost spot on, and we actually dented them. I did not think a 22 would do that. We're gonna reset these. Ew. And we're gonna see what a 9mm does to them. It's nasty. Ew. So yeah. All right. So we saw what the 22 long rifle did to our cylinders. It dented it, chipped the paint off of it. Did a lot. So we're gonna step it up to a 9mm. All right, so next up we're gonna be shooting this Canik TP9 SFX with a red dot on it. It's completely empty. We're loaded up with some 150 grain full metal jacket from Remington UMC. My experience with this ammunition, it kind of shoots all over the place, and Canik already, like, its barrel shoots high. So we're gonna take a couple cracks at the barrels from here, and in the event I can't hit anything, we're just gonna move closer, pop 1 or 2 into it, and see what happens. So wish me luck. Not lip resting. I don't know what's happening. I guess you could have an overgrip on it. I don't know. All right. We're gonna move a little closer, take a shot or 2 into the cylinder, see what happens. All right. I'll be right back. So I'm starting to think I just suck with pistols because I'm pretty sure I didn't hit a thing. We'll load up 3 more rounds, get even closer. Hopefully we don't get a ricochet. Hopefully. We definitely hit it that time. All right, so I guess it was shooting right the whole time. Let me take a look at this first. So I was aiming down here, and the bullet hit right there. It's about a good 3-inch difference, and I was like 10 feet away from it. So there ain't no telling where those bullets were going, but we did get it hit. That right there. There is a slight, so there's your 22, but above that, we hit just above it. That's a 9mm right there. You can even see where some of the paint chipped off from that second round. But yeah, not much difference. Because of the diameter, it just smacks it and pushes it back more so than it does penetrate it. So you're gonna have a little bit more penetration with a smaller diameter round, especially one like a 22 where it's just going, it don't care. So next up, we have a 3D ACP we're gonna take some shots at. I think I'm gonna get just as close, just so I know I'm hitting the target and not veering off down this way or above the hill. All right, so we saw what a 9mm did. It didn't really dent it, but it did leave a scuff mark on it, chip some of the paint off. Next firearm we got is a 3D ACP. We're gonna take a couple shots at it from this distance, and then I'm gonna move closer and closer until I finally hit one of those cylinders. All right, so this is a 380 ACP from High Point. I don't really care for high points much, but that's what this is. Just to show you the difference between that and a 9mm. So this was a 9mm that we were shooting from my Canic earlier. This is a 380. If you were to compare the two, they're almost identical. One's just a little bit smaller of a round. That and less powder on this end, but that doesn't mean it lacks power. So I think these ones are more spicy. I could be wrong. But yeah, we're gonna take 2 or 3 shots with this at this distance, and then we're gonna move closer because I've only got a few of these left. So yeah, let's see what we can do to these cylinders right quick. I think a good number is 3. We're gonna shoot 3 of these from here, and then we'll take another 3 shots a little bit closer, and then another 3 shots a little bit closer. I think this holds 8, maybe 9, I think. We'll take whatever remaining shots we miss up closer, so that way we know we're hitting it and when it's not veering off or flying anywhere else. So all right, let's get at that. And I don't know if you noticed, but the 9mm had a red dot on it. For the Canic, this is just all iron sights. So we're gonna see what we can do from here. Oh, we got a hit on something. Don't know what it was though. All right. I think that's enough from this distance. We're gonna go ahead and load a few more in here and then move up closer. Just a pro tip for anybody out there. If you ever drop ammunition on the ground, it's okay to fire it again. Just make sure it's not filthy, dirty, or anything like that. There's no residue on it, because if you shoot that through your firearm, you risk the chance of something getting lodged in the barrel for your next round. That could be catastrophic if it were to go in, catch that, and veer off inside the barrel. That would detonate. Not good. But very careful with what you put in your magazine too, because if it's not spring, like this is a spring is all it is, pushing a plate up. If you load it and you got something in your magazine and you go to pull that slide back, it'll just catch the bullet and it won't move. So, but very, very careful with that one. You can run into all sorts of problems too. In case I forgot to mention it earlier as well, we're loaded up with some 94 grain full metal jacket for 380 ACP. Again, we're shooting out of a High Point, and that's about it. I don't know what brand of ammo this is, but it came from Academy, so I'm trusting them. Always trust where you get your ammo from. First step a little bit closer, pop a few rounds into these cylinders, see what it does, and hopefully we actually get some results off of it. I'd say that was good enough. Let's go check out this damage from a 380 ACP. Keep in mind these are 94 grain full metal jackets, so they're meant to explode on impact, and because of that smaller diameter, you're gonna have more penetration than a 9mm. We could see something very interesting here in a second, so let's see. All right, so we took a couple hits over here. It's hard to see from the angle I'm holding y'all, but that right there is a 9mm. And as you can see, we did hit one. Actually, we may have hit two of our cylinders. Let's see some paint chipped off right there and a little dent. Let's see what we did with this one. Ooh, yeah, hello. So that right there, that little bit right here is brand spanking new. That is a 380 impact. As you can see, it dug in and veered off. I think that's what knocked that one to the side a little bit. You can see what the 22 did, where it just came in, kept going, and it peeled up that metal. But 380, because it's got a bigger diameter, it's gonna hit, try and go in, and then it'll veer trying to dig some out. I think that's what happened here. So yeah. Next up, we have a 50 Beowulf. Comment down below right now, what do you think they're going to do? It'll do with any of these cylinders. We're not going to take any shots at the flippers or the big joker or these plastic things. We're going to instead target these cylinders, all four of them. We got 4 rounds loaded up with some 335 grain hollow point. I think they're tracer rounds because they have the little red tip on them, so could be spicy, maybe not. We'll see what that does. All right, so we saw what a 22 long rifle, a 9mm, and a 380 ACP does to these cylinders. They're all a little on their own when it comes to their stopping power and power in general, just sending the cylinders flying. So last video, I shot one of them with a 500 Magnum, and I did not realize or expect just how much those cylinders will react to that kind of round. The energy alone sent one of them up about 3 feet into the air and buried it into that berm. I had to go over there and pull it back out. It was just caked with mud. You didn't even see the impact until I set it over here and it started getting rained on. And sure enough, that was a pretty big dent. So we're gonna see what this 50 Beowulf does. They're rifle rounds out of an AR-15. In case I didn't mention it before, they're 335 grain tracer rounds, so they're a little spicy, and we should be able to tell what we hit when it hits. We got 4 rounds of it, so we're going to try and hit all 4 of these cylinders dead on and see what kind of results we get out of them. So this is a 50 Beowulf. This is an AR-15 chambered 50 caliber rifle. AR-15 rifle chambered in 50 cal. Yeah, my granddad made this one. It's not really any special brand, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he built it from the ground up. So we're gonna fire this at some cylinders, see what it does, and just a reference, we're gonna grab us the shell of a 9mm and just one of these Beowulf rounds. So with a little bit more off the top. All right, there's a 9mm brass shell. The bolt sticks up about yay high. In comparison, this is a 50 Beowulf. That's a 9mm. This is gonna be much more eventful than this, definitely. So let's see what this does. That's okay. You don't need feet where we're going, Mr. Krabs. Awesome. All right. All right. 50 Beowulf, rocking and rolling. See some cylinders near you. That buried one of them. I don't know where that one went. We're gonna aim at the left one, just one of these left ones. That disappeared. Alright, we're gonna try and hit this next one without breaking the flipper next to it. I could be wrong, but it looks like I hit the same one I hit last time. It was laying down hidden, there was dirt on it. I hit it and it just bounced up and came back down. So either that or we cracked the far left one down the middle and it's just in half now. Let's hit this steel target in the middle. That was a dead-on hit. Perfect. Let's see if we have any more. Nope, we are completely out. That was very, very eventful. The first shot alone took out both the right ones and the two left ones were sitting there just by themselves. The second one made the third on the, they were sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, right? These two were gone. That second round hit this and it just disappeared. I don't know where it went, so I think it is just laying down now. But both those other ones were gone. They just disappeared. I don't know where they are. So we're gonna see what damage this does. It also knocked over a steel target about yay big. 500 AR steel is no joke. It will stop a 50 cal. And just looking at what it did to that target is just laying there. It's not set up right. It's nothing. So we're gonna I want to see this damage. Let's see this damage right quick. Oh my gosh, the carnage. The carnage is real. Alright, so we're going to start with this steel right here first. So this is AR 500 steel. It's just been repainted. So this was a 9mm, I think. Yeah, that was a 9mm. That was a 22. This was a 50 Beowulf. Again, because of that diameter and the fact that it's a soft point, I think it was a tracer more like it was a soft point. It's a red tip on top. So, it didn't really penetrate. It just smacked the absolute crud out of it with a lot of power. So that was crazy to see that. And because of how fast it was going, it just naturally knocked it over, which made sense. I mean, it's just sitting here loose. I had it leaned up like that. It just knocked it over. So let's look at this one cylinder right here. That had to have been, yeah, because that was a 22. That has to be, that one right there has to be a 50 Beowulf. There is no question that's exactly what that did. And it made sense to where it just kept it and it kept flying up here. All right. I was trying to hit this one. This was the one we hit with the 500 Magnum on the back. And you could see what that did to it and the slug I did earlier. We did not hit that one with 50 Beowulf, though, unfortunately. This one's the one that disappeared. I thought we hit this one. Maybe that right there? No? I don't know what hit this. It may have been just that right there. This thing was sitting right here, and you could see it's just buried into the hill. Let's see what happened. Ooh, that's amazing. Gosh. That ate a chunk of metal out of that. That is awesome. But yeah, you could see how it's more like, if you're looking right here, it's beveled out. You could see where it's just sticking out, where the bullet or the metal was trying to push back, but it just couldn't. And the bullet instead chose to dig a hole out, and it just shaved off metal. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that is what a 50 Beowulf does to solid aluminum. That is crazy. Man, I kind of want to load up 2 more rounds and just go with it, see what happens. But after this, I think I'm good. All right, so if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a returning viewer, please subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, comment down below what targets you'd like to see me shoot and what guns you'd like to see me shoot. I got 2 more 50 cals, got 500 Magnum, got 50 AE. We also got 300 Win Mag that I have not shown on this channel yet, so can't wait to see that. But yeah, comment down below what you have 50 Beowulf versus aluminum, solid aluminum. Oh, an AR-500 still, I guess. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.